Well, hello everyone. How are we doing today? Hey, welcome back to my channel. Hey, you're traveling with Jack. Hey, today I'm here at my camp. It's a little cool out today, so I got my jacket on still. Very cloudy out. And I've got a problem with my water jug. And I've had it for a while and it's done it a couple times, but I've got a water jug and I'll show you which one I've got. It's this one right here. Got it at Walmart. Okay. So it's nice, it's collapsible. Fill it with water and you can just collapse it down when you're not using it. But it's fine if you use the water in a couple days. But if you leave it in there 3 or 4 days, and I've got a couple different water jugs, so I don't use all the water all at once. And I've got a different type of water container, and it doesn't do it. But this one here takes on the taste of plastic. So I took it and cleaned it out really good, emptied it, cleaned it out real good, put some more water in it. And as long as I emptied it within a couple of days, it was fine. But here this last time, I kind of left the water in there for about 3 or 4 days and kind of had a little plastic taste to it. And another day, it's like terrible now. You definitely wouldn't want to drink it. I've been just using it to kind of clean up in and stuff here around the camp. But I don't know if anyone's got a container like this or not. I do know Minivan Lee said she had one at one time and it leaked. I've not had trouble with it leaking, but I do have this taste in there and the smell. So, not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. So, I guess I'll probably just get rid of it because it's going to be worthless if you can't use the water for anything. So, but I've got 3/4 of it still full of water. So I'm going to have to find a use for that instead of just dumping it out. So I'm going to try to use it here around camp. Like I say, I have been the last few mornings using it to wash up in, but this morning when I did it, I can smell the plastic on me. So I don't even think it's probably good for that. So I may end up using it for something else. Hey, if you got any ideas what I could use it for, let me know. But I'm thinking maybe just to clean my vehicle, wipe my dash off, maybe clean my windows. I don't know, something. But yeah, so I'm not sure why. I don't know if that's a problem they all have, or I was just lucky and got the one. But yeah, I've cleaned it out several times. Still don't seem to affect it any. So, but anyway, in case you're having that problem, or if you're thinking about buying one, I got it at Walmart. So it's a Walmart container. I don't even know if it's got a brand name on it. If it does, I'll look and see. But yeah, just a problem I've been having with it. So I thought I'd share it and let you know, so that you wouldn't go out and buy one also. So, but if you've had similar circumstances, same situation, let me know. Maybe it's just a container. So either that, or maybe I just got a bad one. So, but anyway, there's something on my mind. So I just wanted to share it. So hey, have a wonderful day. I'm going to leave my camp and go for just a little short walk. I figure I'll take you with me. So, but anyway, with that water cooler, hopefully that was just a fluke, and mine's the only one that does that. So hopefully yours is not. But I'm just going for a walk. Figure I'd take you along. So, get some dogs barking over there. I wanted to talk to you a little bit. I've had a couple people message me when they found out that I worked the beet harvest last year up in Michigan. And so I thought I'd just take a couple minutes to just tell you a little bit about it. It was a pretty decent experience. I enjoyed it. But I worked the Michigan beet harvest. It's not the biggest one. The biggest one will be in North Dakota, Minnesota area. And that's the one that's going to employ the most people. And it does pay a little bit more. But last year, I was signed up to do both of the beet harvest. But my flights got canceled twice. Trying to get back from the Philippines, where I lived for about a year, a little over a year. And at that point, I'd been there for 7 months at that stay. But anyway, my flights got canceled because of the COVID and everything that's going on. So the North Dakota, Minnesota, I did miss. So I really don't have too much information on that. But I've been checking into it this year, and I do have some information and stuff like that from this year on it, because I am going to do it also. I'm going to try to do both of them today, or both of them this year, I should say, if I can. They kind of overlap each other. Last year, the Michigan one started a little bit later. This year, it's going to start about a week earlier. So I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get both of them in this year. So if not, I'll probably end up just doing the North Dakota, because it does pay a little bit more, a little bit longer shifts instead of 9-hour shifts or 12s. So it's going to be a little bit more money in a quicker time period. So not really planning on doing them both. I am planning on doing them both, but I'm not. It's not guaranteed. So we'll just see what happens. But the Michigan one, the one I did last year, like I said, it was 9-hour shifts, and I worked the afternoon shift. I'd get off in the evening somewhere between 11 and midnight. A couple times a little bit sooner if the weather, weather wasn't cooperating. So, but yeah, I would go in early afternoon and start. I'd say the worst thing about the harvest is you're out in the elements. And if you're not used to that, that can be hard on you. I mean, we had pretty extreme temperatures. There was 1 or 2 nights with the wind blowing. We had wind chill down to like 23 degrees Fahrenheit. So that's pretty chilly. So you need to take layers of clothing. And you definitely need waterproof boots, because it rains and it gets muddy. Boy, does it get muddy. So, yeah, definitely have to have waterproof boots. They do provide you with gloves, a hard hat, goggles, and a rain jacket. They do provide that. The gloves were so-so. I went and bought me a good pair of work gloves, just because when the gloves get wet, it gets down into 20s or 30s, your fingers get cold. If your fingers get cold, your toes get cold, you're done. So that's how I could judge when I'm done. My toes are frozen, my fingers are frozen. But overall, like I say, it was a good experience. I made some good friends while I was there. Still keep in contact with some of the friends I made while I was there. It is hard work. You're not going to go there and goof off a lot. I mean, they have a time period there. They got to get all the beets into the yards, and they got to get them piled. So it is long work, hard work. You're on your feet most of the time. But I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I've had harder work, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. So, but the elements, like I say, the elements you got to put up with. And then we also had some days. We had one day we couldn't work at all because the temperature got too warm. It was up to like 65 degrees. And you think that would be a good time to work, but not when you're piling beets. They got to keep the core temperature down. They cannot pile the beet if it's above 65 degrees, because then they'll rot. And if they're warm when they pile them in the pile, because the piles could be 23, 25 feet tall, then it'll rot and take a lot of them out with them. So they got to be cool when they stack them. So, it's best if it's in the 40s and 50s. when you're working. So just be prepared. Take layers of clothing, take your jacket, gloves, whatever the case may be. But definitely something for your face to break the wind, because the wind does blow pretty good, especially out in those piling yards. So just make sure you're prepared on something like that. And speaking of wind, it's starting to pick up pretty good now. I'm going to walk over here between, or in some trees, to try to shield from the wind, so there won't be so much wind noise on this. I'm just going to stay in here and finish this up before I go on, so it'll be easier for you to hear and everything. But yeah, like I was saying, you got to definitely dress in layers. Take a lot of clothes with you. Take a rain gear with you. You could be there 9-10 hours. You may be there less. Just depends on the weather and what's going on, and the farmers. If it's really muddy and they can't get into the fields, it might be a little bit slower, so it may be a little bit shorter night than normal. But when I did it, we had everything done in less than 3 weeks, from start to finish. There was at least 2 days that we got off early because of weather, and then there was one day it was like 65 degrees out all day, so they just canceled for the whole day, both shifts, so didn't even work at all. So I just took the opportunity to get out and explore and look around. But if you're not working, you're not getting paid. So if you get there, they have terrible weather, warm weather, a lot of rain. You may be sitting there doing nothing and not getting paid. I know a couple years ago, from talking to some people that I met up there out in the North Dakota, they had a lot of rain, and they sat for several days not working, and a lot of them just went ahead and quit and left. So keep that in mind. It's not guaranteed. I just kind of lucked out. In Michigan, we only had one full day that we did not work. So, I was working 7 days a week. Now I worked, like I say, less than 3 weeks. If you count the 2 half-a-days and the full day I was off, so let's just say 2.5 weeks is what I actually physically worked. And I'm talking 7 days a week, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. And then it was done. And if you do stay till the end, they do provide a bonus, and you'll get it just before Christmas sometime, about a week or so before Christmas, I believe is when I got mine. And in Michigan, it's 10% of what you made. So if you're making, $2,500, then your bonus is going to be $250. So it's not bad. It's not bad. It's really good money. Like I say, I was there a day early and stayed a day late, so I was there for a total of 3 weeks, and I made just a hair under $3,000. So it's definitely worth going for if you don't mind the hard work. The people that I worked for was nice. My supervisor out in the yard that I had, she was extremely nice, easy to work for, and so that's a plus if you get with somebody that you enjoy working with. And the crew I had after we got through, the ones that showed up for the money and not to work, after everybody weeded through them and got them out of there, it worked pretty good. Because the people that showed up that wanted to work and was willing to work, it just was so much smoother when you got rid of the ones that did not want to work. And that was one thing that frustrated me the first week. You're there busting your butt doing your job, and then you got so many people that's not. But the people in charge, the supervisors, they see that too. I mean, they see it, and you weed through a lot of people. So if you're not a hard worker, don't think you want to stick with it. Maybe it's something that you don't want to do, because it is demanding. And we had some people that showed up, and first 2 weeks they called off 2 or 3 of those days. I mean, yeah, you may be sick, but I don't think you're that sick. I think a lot of people just want the money and work when they want to. So it may sound mean, but if you're one of those people, I wouldn't go, because that just puts more work on the other person that's there. And it can be frustrating. Now, you could have people that leave that's there willing to work just because there's people there that's not willing to work. So, But it's not just there. You're going to find that a lot of places. You find that in most workplaces. But it's just one thing that really stood out to me. It was frustrating for me. So that's another thing to look forward to. If you're interested in though, the website you can go on, they'll send you a paper application, or you can do it all online. It's MichiganBeetHarvest.com. If you can't find it that way, just put in Michigan Beet Harvest. It'll come up. You'll get to their site. It's easy to find. And like I said, I don't really know too much about the other one, but I do know more about the Michigan one. Last year, they started you out, I think it was $15.92 an hour. And they usually do a raise every year, so I'm not sure what it's going to be this year. I'm assuming it's going to be 16 something, but I'm not sure. They are doing things a little bit different this year. Last year, if you didn't have a camper van or a camper SUV, they did have motels available. But Michigan, as far as I know, unless they change it, is not going to do that this year. So you're going to have you know, a camper van that's been converted over, or you know, an RV, or provide your own housing. I talked to a gentleman, and they are going to have some people in the area that has campers that they're going to rent out. I have no idea what those are going to cost. The gentleman I talked to sent me a link if I wanted to check into that, but I have not done that because I wasn't interested in doing that. But I may do that and do an update and let you know about what those cost, because I really have no idea what those cost right now. But I do know they're not going to do the motels in at the Michigan Beet Harvest. But as far as I know, they will do motels at the north, still doing the motels if you need them, at the Minnesota and North Dakota. And if I'm not mistaken, if you have a roommate, they're $50 a week, and if you don't, it's $100. Something you could check into if you're interested. But yeah, overall, I can recommend it. I mean, I enjoyed it. Hard work. If you don't mind hard work, it's great. Like I say, you meet a lot of good friends, and you can have some pretty good times there. So, but when you go, be prepared for the elements, because the weather can be very demanding. You know, we had days I was in a t-shirt, and then 2 days later I had 3 or 4 layers on and a raincoat, you know, with my fingers numb. So it can change, and up there in Michigan the wind can pick up. We can have some very high winds, so something to be prepared for and to look out for. But yeah, go online, check them out. They've got some videos on their website. If you're not familiar with the sugar beet, you know, they can be 8 to 10 pounds, the big ones. If you're out there working though, it can be, they're heavy. Like if you're doing, there's several different positions. So if you're on the ground crew, you're probably doing several different things. You're going to be shoveling mud. You're going to, if the trucks don't get backed in squarely, you get beets on the ground, you're going to be shoveling beets back into the hopper, which that can be heavy. I mean, you know, a shovel full of beets can weigh 20, 25 pounds. So it is hard work. But the biggest thing is not the hard labor. To me, it was the mud and the elements. In the first week, we had a lot of mud because we had so much rain. But then after the rains had stopped and it dried out, you know, the temperatures didn't affect me that much until they got really cold. But I'd rather have the cold temperatures than the mud. And without the mud, it made it so much easier. There was a lot less cleaning, a lot less mud to keep off the machines, the piler, so everything went so much smoother. So physically, I think most people, unless they had a, you know, a physical reason that they couldn't lift weight, but you need be prepared. So you're going to be lifting 25 to 35 pounds, maybe even more, and be prepared to bend over, to squat every once in a while. So physically you need to be up to that, because you'll be called on to do that type of work. And every evening you do clean out the machines, so that can be hard work also. So just be prepared, and if you're willing to work not afraid of hard work, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll thrive in a situation, and you'll enjoy it, and you'll make some money. If you don't like hard work or not willing to work, my advice is just stay away. Blunt, but it's true. So, but yeah, go on their website, check them out. They've got videos on there. They tell a little bit about it. So just go in there and check it out and see if it's something for you. I'm planning on doing at least the North Dakota, Minnesota one. If I have time at the end of the harvest to make it to the Michigan one this year, I'll probably do it also. I'm already signed up for it, so as far as I know I will, unless time-wise I just can't. So anyway, hey, maybe I'll see you there somewhere. So hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. It's just me walking through the desert talking. Very cloudy and windy day, and cool today. I've got a heavy shirt on plus a jacket, and I'm normally in short sleeves. So I'm just walking through the desert, just a little talk. So hope you enjoy your day. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, hey, give me the thumbs up. Come back, follow me, and we'll see what else we can get into. All right? So y'all have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you later.